In this week's video, we finish our dash across the Aegean to Athens, and then we go on to the Corinth Canal. We stop at Paros, Kynthos, Opus, Selina, and then finally we get to the Corinth. We find the dead centre of Paros. A so-called professional captain tries to anchor on top of us and then puts out more chain. We do actually get a little bit of sailing in this one, and with the fickle and unpredictable winds, we decide it's easier just to keep flipping the jib from one side to the other and sail on just that. Enjoy the video, guys. Last week we showed you how we'd stopped over at Naxos while they were dredging out the marina. We moved up towards Paros and between the two islands. It's very shallow and very busy there. But we got into Paros, and luckily for us, there were some spaces in the marina. Our Sand Apollo managed to get in, amongst the ferries that is. You can see that ferry. Well, I wonder why they have to come in at like 12-14 knots. Put a big bow wave up. All the ferries appear to be on some kind of mission, and they cause huge bow waves into the anchorages and marinas. Really quite annoying. Oh, there we go. Public cemetery.
I told you it was a dead centre of Paris.
Right, the gates and the ironwork to keep them in or us out. Now this bay really is quite well protected. The only issue is that when these large ferries come in, the bow wave from them causes havoc on the outer wall of the marina. We were lucky we were on the inside, and Apollo managed to get sort of tucked round one corner. Our next destination after 2 days of free electric and free water, or virtually free electric and water, was Kynthos. And here a professional captain decided he was going to anchor right on top of us. When I challenged him, he said, "Don't worry, I'll put another 20 metres of chain out." If you look carefully, you can see the name of the charter company on the boom. After I started taking pictures and video of him, he decided to move off further away. I'm a great believer in naming and shaming bad seamen or bad seamanship. You look very red-faced. But the sun is just rising. We've got 7.4. For a few minutes the wind picked up and I managed to catch this short sequence on my phone. It really was quite pretty and quite fast as well. We're now nearing Athens, and although we were almost out of the Meltemi zones, the winds were going to blow up that night. 35 to 38 knots, so we decided to go in here. It's a big open bay, but the holding was great and we could put 70 metres of chain out. Actually the winds never got that strong, they were only up to about 30 knots, but with 70 metres of chain out and our ultra anchor, we were able to sleep with no issues. That anchor really does hold, like what's it to a blanket. Wind's got up. The approach to Athens, just there's what looks like a temple. We need to get in because the wind is going to be very blowy this evening. We need to get sorted. The wind at the moment is really fickle. 1 minute it's blowing, well at the moment it's blowing 45, 48 degrees, 49 degrees apparent. True wind speed 16 knots. And literally a minute ago it was 6 knots. So we're motoring. You can see the boat. What happens? The wind's coming up again now. I think we're in acceleration zones. That's what it is. And it's coming off the mountains. But hopefully we get a little bit further up into the Gulf of Athens, as it were, and we are out of the Meltemi zone. It's been a long, hard slog. We've had been a bit of damage. We had some really rough weather, and my computer jumped out of the book holder place where it is and broken the screen. And that would be okay, but you know, we could edit on the TV screen, but the batteries also seem to have gone screwy. It's showing 1%, even though we know they're fully charged. We have got a backup machine, but we don't know how well it will render, which is why we bought the new one a year ago, 18 months ago. Hopefully we can get into Athens and get it repaired without breaking the bank. Anyway, enough of that, enough woes. There we are, that's the chart where we are. This little island here. It's quite shallow, it looks like some kind of fish farm or something over there. It's really quite shallow here. Look at that sail, look. Flapping away, I need to sort that. I'm supposed to have it repaired in Marmaris because this grey strip that you can see along here, it's starting to fray in a couple of places. Now it is a sacrificial strip, so you know it's to prevent UV damage in the sail, but it's almost sacrificed. We tried to get it done at UK Sales, they wouldn't answer our email, and then when we went up there, the guy wanted €600 just to replace that strip. Well, the last time I had one done in the UK wasn't that long ago, and it was 100 UK pounds, and they laundered the sail at the same time. So, as I say, Turkey's gone crazy for prices. I think it'll be their downfall, and it's a shame because they're lovely people and it's a great place to sail. But anyway, yeah, so we're going to go through this gap and then we're going to skirt up the coast to the anchorage, which isn't that far. I need to change course in a sec. I'll leave you with this lovely vision. Well, we're on the move again in windy weather. We stayed here overnight. This big bay has got fantastic holding, really good. We've had gusts of 25 knots in here. Deep sand, quite a bit of weed, but you find a patch. We've just met up with some subscribers on Luna from Australia. Well, originally from Australia, obviously. They're going to be following us up towards the canal. The reason we're moving is because although the holding's really good here, we need to go up towards the Corinth Canal, and as you get up there you get further and further and further away from the Meltemi zone. So we actually only need one night's anchorage. We might try and find a spot. Now we could go between these two islands here. It says there's a small boat passage, but we've got this long dangly metal thing on the bottom of our boat, and I don't want the long dangly metal thing to come in contact with any of those hard rocky things, so we'll go around the outside like Buffalo Girls. Yeah, I'll show you on the chart where this is. It is a good spot. It's very open bay, as you can see, and if you don't get into the sand then you will drag through the weed, because there isn't an anchor made that holds onto weed. And the main Saab has brought up coffee.
Thank you to Donna and Craig for the bottle of wine.
Yeah, Donna and Craig on Luna. La Luna. So, yeah, they bought us a lovely bottle of Merlot. As we get more and more famous, we meet more and more people, and we'd love to hear the story. We'd love to hear the stories. I mean, that's part of the cruising fraternity, is the stories that you get from people. Unfortunately, we're like leaving now. It'd be really nice to hear their story. Okay, so I don't know if Steve's going to go between the islands. We can, but it's quite shallow, and never trust a chart, even electronic charts. It's only another 10 minutes to go around the outside, and you can already see there's one big lump of rock sticking up there. So I'm going to zoom in. See that? Yeah. It looks like the mountains behind, but yeah. So we're not gonna go through there. We'll go around the outside. But there is an anchorage in there, behind there, and the other one is in there, but very popular, as they say. And we're moving up through the Gulf towards the canal. I will check in with you in a minute. So I'm going to have my cup of coffee. Cup of Joe, as you Americans call it. Well, I actually changed my mind. I used the Garmin Active Captain app, and saw that somebody had been through there recently with good depths of 4 meters plus under the keel. So we went between the island and saved ourselves for 5 minutes or so. Well, that was interesting. We went through a stage of coming out that harbour or inlet, and we had up to 29 knots of wind over the bow. We were going to go around that big island. It actually went between the little bits of rock. Didn't film it, too busy watching the water. It went down to about 4 meters under the keel. Oh, this radio is non-stop. So what you can see here, that is Athens. Over there is the you can see it, Acropolis. So we're actually going through the Bay of Athens at the moment. The stadium is there to point of reference. Yeah, we're not stopping though. We looked at the cost of the marinas for the night. We'd like to go and have a stay and a wander around, but the prices of the marinas were just unbelievably high. A lot of theft going on. There's an awful lot of reports on Navily of people anchoring at night and having visitors, should we say. So we decided not to stay. We may go in at a later date. Where we're actually going is, I don't know if you can see it, there's a tanker ahead there. We're going just the other side of where that tanker is. We're going to hopefully meet up with Pete and Tina on the boat Elizabeth, and you may remember them from some of our earlier videos when we were in Almiramar. Pete was the guy that had the really badly corroded exhaust manifold, and water had got into his heat exchanger, and he ended up having to replace the whole lot. I'll see if I can put a link to that video in the description, but yeah. So we've met them at Carpaz Gate again. They're great fun. Got a lovely Bavaria 37, and they've been travelling a bit ahead of us, and we've now caught them up with our rush across the Aegean. So there we go. That is Athens, and that is flat calm sea now. Unfortunately the wind's on the nose, and it always. So this was our next stop at Selina. It was a lovely, well protected bay with very good holding. There was us, Elizabeth, La Luna and Apollo, and we stayed there for a couple of nights until it was time for us to head for the Corinth. But meanwhile, we hadn't seen Elizabeth, Pete and Tina for some time, so we went out that evening and had something to eat. I also managed to get half a dozen shots of Apollo at anchor, with the lovely church in the background. Here we are. We're actually anchored out there. We've got La Luna, who are out in the bay, a British powerboat, and we've got Elizabeth with us, which is Pete and Tina, and they're out there somewhere. They're out there, and then who else? Oh, we've got Apollo with us, and we're going for something to eat now because we haven't been on shore, or haven't been on land for 3 days, so the girls didn't want to cook anything either, but don't tell them I said so. There we go, that's a better view. A little harbour wall there, tiebacks, not very deep. There's Elizabeth, La Luna, us and Apollo. Lovely church, very bright. There's the bay. There's people swimming. There's the others walking. And we're just trying to find a restaurant called Impos. Apparently it's a barbecue restaurant. How'd you like your steak, sir? Yeah, you know that one. Right. God, I haven't been off the boat for a few days. My old war wound is playing up. Anyway, let's go. Well, it's 7:15, it's already nearly 30 degrees. We've had a cup of tea. We were up before the sun, but it's quickly risen well above the horizon. We're going to be leaving our friends on Apollo and on Elizabeth, and they're still asleep. I won't shout their names. And two of our subscribers from Australia as well, who are in the same bay, because today we're going through the Corinth and we need to get up there fairly early, get going. The wind is going to build tonight, and then tomorrow we want to be the other side, so we're going to push on. We need to get to Nidri, so come with us on our journey. It's one of the bucket list things that we've always wanted to do, so I'll stop waffling and we'll just get on with it. There's Apollo, Elizabeth out there. It is a lovely little bay, really well sheltered. That way's south, that way's north, so you can sit in either side of the bay. There's a beautiful church there. Behind the church, a supermarket. There's a little concrete retaining wall type thing there, which works like a little harbour, very shallow. But that's it. Right, we need to get going. Talk to you later. Well, look at that. We've come out the harbour and the place is awash with boats at anchor. There's a tanker there, and that one's got a few boxes on it. That one there, and that one there. There must be 25, 30 of them all at anchor. I guess they're waiting to go into Athens. There's more over there. It's Saturday, so perhaps they don't work Saturdays. That's why they're all laid up for the weekend, putting their feet up. Anyway, oh, Toast is here. So we're a bit nearer now. Tankers are here. Love to know whether they're discharging or whether they're filling up with gas and oil. Motorboats are still coming crunching in. A bit daft really, because they've all got to wait when they get there anyway. But as you can see, they cause quite a bit of swell, but hey ho. That's motorboaters for you. They've only got a field of view of 45 degrees in front of them, if you know that, but yeah, they can only see in front of them 45 degrees. And not very far either. So we're going to call in now, let them know we're here, and then I think we have to go to the dock and pay our dues. It's just under 200 euros, and then we'll be in the Ionian, no longer in the Aegean. And there we are, queuing up outside the Corinth Canal at the eastern end. All the cameras set up ready. We've got 4 cameras so that we'll be sure to get every possible view. And one of those things we've always wanted to do, and now we're going to actually get a chance to do it. But of course we couldn't play 40 minutes of going through the Corinth Canal in this video, so you'll have to watch next time. Sail safe, guys.